We've been traveling for 3 or 4 days, halfway around the globe, with several hundred pounds of equipment and a team of 14 people, a multitude of partners spread over the entire region to bring you the most spectacular natural event witnessed by humankind. You're watching SLU and you're joining us to watch a total eclipse of the sun live from Indonesia.
Good Lord, ride all the way.
10,
9,
8,
7,
6,
5,
4, 3, 2,
1.
Anyway, listen, where are we? We have got, now we have got to say that a huge thank you to Tadulako University and the hospitality that they've shown us here. We met the rector yesterday, Professor Dr. Mohammed Basir CEO, and really they could not have extended more of a welcome to us. But Trish, you got anything to ask me on this?
on meeting the rector. Oh yes.
Well, no, on.
Sorry, I'm having a moment. Yeah, I'm actually wondering, what kind of provisions the university has actually supplied for us. How have you been feeling being here and doing the show here?
Well, they knew that we were bringing a lot of equipment, so they kind of set up big power cords, internet, all sorts of other stuff that we need for this. And you can see this is the meeting with the rector a couple of days ago, and they've just bent over backwards. We've done a few of these shows in remote sites, and it's felt like pushing water up a hill really to kind of get what we need. But they've bent over backwards, and today, would you believe, viewers, they have actually shut down the entire campus network to devote all of their bandwidth for us. I mean, how cool is that? I mean, there's going to be a lot of rioting students here, with no internet for some time. But, anyway. And the other thing we were going to talk about was actually the equipment, because we say we brought a ton of equipment. We've got telescopes, we've got cameras, we've got, between Trish and I, we've got 5 laptops here. So it's
I think we've literally brought a ton of equipment.
You got your microphone now?
I don't know actually if I've got my microphone.
I think Trisha has a microphone.
I don't know if I do or not. I have a microphone. Whether or not it's working, I am unsure.
Welcome to the Spire Legacy School in New York City. The 3rd grade has been studying the solar system and learning about solar eclipses. What is a total solar eclipse? How often do they occur? Why did SLU have to go all the way to Indonesia to see it? Why is it a total solar eclipse in Indonesia but only a partial solar eclipse in Hawaii?
A total solar eclipse is a cool mistake in nature.
It's when the moon gets between the Earth and the sun and the moon casts a shadow on the Earth. A solar eclipse can only happen at the phase of a new moon when the moon falls directly between the sun and the Earth, which makes an alignment.
The darkest part of the shadow, or the umbra, is almost as dark as night.
A place in which the shadow goes pitch black even in the middle of the day. Did you know that during a solar eclipse, the moon actually casts 2 shadows towards the Earth? One shadow is called the umbra, which becomes smaller as it reaches the Earth.
The second shadow is called the penumbra, which becomes larger as it reaches the Earth.
A total solar eclipse occurs approximately every 18 months. We had one in Kenya, November 2013.
One happened in March 2015 in the Faroe Islands.
Right now, one is happening in Indonesia. They don't occur very often because the orbit of the moon around the Earth is not in the same line as the equator. The orbit is at a tilt, so it only lines up with the sun once in a while.
SLU had to go to Indonesia to witness the total solar eclipse this year.
They brought a lot of equipment with them to Indonesia.
They also have live streaming ginormous telescope in Indonesia and other places on Earth.
Because of the way the Earth is facing the moon and the sun, the umbra is only going to hit a certain spot on the Earth. For this eclipse, it is Indonesia and parts of the Pacific. total eclipse in Indonesia and a partial solar eclipse in Hawaii is because Indonesia is where the moon's shadow will fall.
The shadow, or the umbra, is actually very small compared to the moon.
The umbra is a very dark shadow.
For this eclipse, Indonesia lines up with the sun and the moon, and the umbra will cast the land in the path of the eclipse into darkness. Hawaii is not completely lined up with the sun and the moon, but it's not too far away from Indonesia. Only part of the moon's shadow will fall on Hawaii. In the rest of the world, either nothing happens or a partial solar eclipse occurs.
But if you want to witness it from New York, you won't be able to see the eclipse even a little bit because our part of the Earth will be facing towards the alignment of the sun and the moon.
Thank you for joining us. Keep watching the eclipse and keep your eyes on the sky.
But just for the moment, don't look at the sun. Of course, you're staring at the sun with eye protection, but I mean, don't look toward the sun. Look around you. Look at the tables, look at the shadows, look at any buildings, and you'll see that in these final 1.5 minutes before totality, the nature of sunlight changes dramatically. It gets more saturated, the colors get deeper. The edges of shadows, instead of having the blurriness that shadows always have because they're being cast by a 1/2 degree light source, instead the edges of shadows become sharper and sharper and sharper. Maybe you can even have a camera that shows that, but if you don't, Paul and Trish and all of our SLU team there that have gone through so much work to bring this event. And you did not chicken out the way I did for the last cloudy eclipse. You went right ahead, thanks to Mike Palucci, who spends no small amount of time and effort and personnel to bring these to the world. Yes.
Bob, I have to stop you there because we are now seeing the diamond ring. It's extraordinary on our live video stream, and what Bob was talking about, there's this steely blue darkness that's around us. It's incredible. Wow.
And look at the
I've just seen
shadows.
Venus.
Look at the remaining light before it's gone. Look at the remaining sunlight on all earthly objects. And that remaining sunlight is a thing unto itself. Here. There you go.
Bob, we are at totality. Listen, I'm going to take over here, Bob. Venus is shining brightly. We've got totality here. It looks absolutely extraordinary. I can even see Mercury now. I can see Mercury between Venus and the sun and moon, and there we sit. Now, I can't see with my eyes any prominences. I can't. Yes, I think I can now, Bob, see some corona. It's really difficult to take out. We have got perfect conditions here. Look at this live video that we've got. You're seeing it live on your screens. It is absolutely remarkable. I can't. Wow, it's getting darker and darker now. I mean, you can see the scene behind me. Everybody is having great fun. Hold on one second.
I need your help. I need you to do this. Hi everybody, this is Trisha. I'm taking over. Actually, I think I might have actually gotten the thing that I was trying to do. I was having a panic attack. This is incredible. This
wow,
is
we've got the money shot. It is the most extraordinary sight here. You know, even on screen, I mean, it looks stunning, but I can't describe to you how.
Binoculars, just for a few seconds, grab those binoculars and look at the sun. Quite safe to do. Do yourself a favor and just have one shot with a little extra magnification there, and see what you see. Oh, I see.
Well, actually, Bob, I can now see prominences. They are beautiful. Wow.
Yes, beautiful pink.
Oh, that is wonderful. Look at that, and there is this a diamond ring starting again? Wow, that is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. Wow.
Glasses, please. Now,
Glasses. Wow. Trish, what do you make of that?
Well, it actually is extremely incredible. I don't know if I'm breathless because of the eclipse, which was so beautiful, or because I'm trying to make sure that our folks watching at home are able to take photos of the diamond ring. Of course, I'm staring at the sun now as the moon is starting to move away, and I'm going blind doing it. It's absolutely incredible. I'm so glad we were able to get great photos in our StarShare camera. If you are on SLU.com, there should be a great photo for you to share. Share it on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram. Download it to your phone. I'm going to hand this back to Paul so I don't start yelling.
Wow. And Trish is also going to remember to cover up my very expensive camera as well with the
look
solar
around
filter
at the light again, because that will disappear. You may
I
see
know,
shadow
Bob.
bands.
It's
You
this
might see
steely,
shadow bands.
yeah. It's this steely grey that it's a colour. It's a hue that I couldn't describe properly. But the best I can do is kind of a steely blue.
Right. You
Yeah,
know what it's like?
absolutely.
It's as if Earth is being illuminated by a different kind of star than the sun.
Yeah. So what's happening, Bob? What's actually causing that?
But because all the sunlight is coming exclusively from the limb of the sun, we're getting totally different effects than you would as if the full half degree of the sun were providing the illumination. So, among other things, hold out your hand and look at the shadow of your hand on the table, and you'll see it has sharp edges instead of the usual blurry edge that a shadow has. You'll see the colors around you, like on buildings and such, are much more saturated than they normally are. So it's sure the sunlight has returned in one sense, but in another sense, we're not quite back yet to a normal sun.